All right.
All right, we are recording, and we're coming up in 5, 4, 3.
Bam! Wow! See, most shows start out with a whole bunch of graphics. It's just me. It's just me. I'm the graphic person today. I want to tell you that. I'm the graphic person today. And I had an interesting experience today. I went to the hospital, didn't know anybody. It was good. Usually something like that happens right before a colonoscopy, where the guy says, I saw you at the kosher restaurant, and it comes it back up. I used to do a show at a kosher restaurant, and you know what that brings. Besides money, you think? Yeah. Jews, more Jews, and wives and baby strollers, all right? Because they bring the babies everywhere. It's amazing. It's amazing. They used to smuggle them into the Laugh Factory just come see me. I ain't saying anything. I smuggled my kids. I don't give a shit. My whole family was upset when I decided to breastfeed. They kept saying, you don't have any money? You have no money? For formula. For formula. There's no R at the end of formula unless your mother-in-law, God rest her soul, she was just asked about. So I guess, you know, I have to do something, don't I? I'm talking to our director of marketing who just told me I'm in Wikipedia with a lawsuit, and I'm shocked. I'm just not that kind of girl. Did I tell you I lost the Miss America pageant? Some jerk off had to put that in, right?
I don't remember that. I remember the lawsuit.
Okay, yeah.
Of course. That you met Mark in 1994. Or that you married him in 1994.
Yeah, I did.
It's on Wikipedia.
Oh, God, I told my kids it was 89, 90. Let's just go along with that so that you don't get the cow for free. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't like being referred to as a cow, but I guess I must be. I breastfeed, right? I don't want to give my kids formula. Then I was watching Dr. Oz today. I don't know how the hell he got on my television. I just turned over on it. And I just felt like I had prostate problems. I was having the same symptoms as men, I realized. I came in the middle of something. And it's like, you know, you go to the bathroom a lot. I was just like, that's me. It's me and Lee Shorts. And I was thinking about the two of us, you know. But then I thought about the one of us. You know, I thought about the other night. You said, you know, you always bring me up first. Why do you do that? Because you got to start hard. You got to end hard. And let me tell you, when you had to end hard, you killed the other night, didn't you?
I felt good about that one.
There you go. Now he's in a town. I felt good about that one.
I didn't like the first.
Yeah, but you got to learn.
I overdid the short jokes.
Yeah, because there's people short. Have you ever seen somebody shorter than you? Yeah. And you feel really good about yourself.
Yeah.
I know. I realized that I lied about my height today, or maybe I didn't, and I just shrunk. I don't know. But I want to say that I am so excited about what's going on here. And you're new here, and you don't know about this, but we're opening. We have an acting school that's coming here in a few weeks, and you're going to need it because you're going to be playing all these characters. Once you tell them you're from Iraq, they're going to say you're from Italy. Okay? They're going to say you're from Mexico. You're from Puerto Rico. ¿Cómo está? Me llamo Sunda, lo funda, la abusadora. All right, so you guys don't understand me. Maybe one guy does, but we have an acting class that's so great because I'm not teaching it. No, I'm kidding. I teach the comedy. I do comedy. But Aaron McIntyre has 35 years of experience, and it's a Film Actors Cafe. I'm so excited because I saw the work that he did. And I'm the one that doesn't do the auditions because I can't memorize anything. Because I can't. I can't, you know. If you're old enough to tell specifics about Studio 54, maybe you can't remember shit. Do you know what that was?
No.
Oh my God! It might be the Grand Ole Opry by now. So what do you say? Give it up for your marketing director over here, Billy Ramirez, keeping it going along with Aaron McIntyre. And I'm not going to make this go any longer. I'm going to keep it short so I can bring up the comedy of the one and only Lee Shorts. Let him hear you.
Thank you. It's good to be here again. Just like just last week. Once again, managed to get out of the house. Barely, though, this time. But she drove me here. My girlfriend drove me here.
Nice.
Yeah, she drove me here because she was really getting on my nerves. So I had to get out. Drove me here. Had to get away. You know, and she had to do one last little punch before I left, so I didn't escape unscathed really this time. First, well, when she doesn't want me to go out, she doesn't want me to go out. So it's usually little things like I opened the wrong cat food.
Oh.
You know, it was tender vittles I should have done in a fancy feast, of course. But it's like the worst thing I ever did. you'd think, I told her she should save being upset for when I do something really bad, like accident, leave the door open or cat leaves, or things like that, you know. But that's it. That's my life. I tell her, it's just be happy or not be. That's all. It makes her feel better. I think it stops her kind of from the rampage, you know. And I now know in the morning, right before, it's the toughest time before she has her coffee. So, and that's the time when if you say one little thing, you know, she could just, you know, it could, you know, sometimes it's spoons, sometimes it could be the littlest thing, you know. And so I spend all my time trying to get the coffee in her system as quickly as possible. And one other thing, if I say anything, usually before the coffee, I just watch the coffee, you know, because I know the sooner she gets in, the more relieved I feel. And also, if it's pre-coffee and I say something about her mom, that's it. And no, I gotta remember nothing about her mom, nothing, because she will grab anything on the table, grab it, and it's whatever it is, she'll toss it. She'll toss it. Not at me anymore, which is great. That's an improvement.
It's an improvement.
Yeah, but otherwise she'll just, and I now know, I just make sure there's no really non-lethal objects on the kitchen table. So I'm sitting there because she'll grab. She doesn't toss it so much anymore. She'll grab it and it'll just go like that. She'll try to, and it won't lift off the ground. That's an improvement too.
Yeah.
You know. But I make sure there's no knives. You put those away. Plastic forks are okay. Plastic, you know, Dixie cups. You know, I tried. Sometimes a coffee cup. You know, that's a little. She could toss that before the coffee gets in, but then it's in. Oh, good. But before I left, she has to throw in some jab. It wasn't enough that she gave me such a hard time about the cat food. It was on and on about I don't meet her intellectual level, and she does. She's very smart, extremely smart, and she says you're kind of. She describes as dumb and smart, and I said, what does that mean? I don't understand what that means. And she said you're kind of like. You come up with really good words, but you kind of don't pronounce them quite right or use them in a sentence properly. And I said, oh, okay. I see. So, And I kind of try to think about that, and then she sees I'm just perplexed, and then she says, well, it's something called splinter skills. It's like a surgeon who is like expert, but he can't work a toaster. And he said, but the difference in you, she says, is you're a substitute teacher. So, boy, that was hard to take. That's the story, you know. You know, every day I deal with that. No way out. I realized there's no way out anymore.
No way out.
No way out. And if she's so smart, though, okay, and why is she so interested in Coyote Peterson? He's an idiot. So, you know who Coyote Peterson is?
No, I don't.
Does anybody know who he's?
No, he isn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's supposed to be a nature show. It's not a nature show. It's like more like a horror show, really. All he does every time it's the same thing. He goes in the forest, finds some real venomous insect, takes it, grabs it, and then try to do he has it sting him, right?
Right.
And then next thing you know, he's flopping on the ground, rolls around in anguish, just convulsions of pain, screams, and then kind of goes, and he narrates how the venom is going up his, arm, and it's getting there, and he's like, this is worse than the bull ant, you know. And then this is what we learned. This is what I learned, how much pain he could take. There used to be nature shows where you learned something, you know, like David Attenborough, right? He was kind of, it was boring, I admit, but, you know, you learned about lions, you know, he's like, he did the classic, you know, as you look into the savannah, there's at the watering hole, there seems to be a wildebeest, and he seems wary, looking around, but he seems to notice, strange in the distance, a lion. So you'd learn about lions. What do you get, Coyote Peterson? He's like, I grab the insect, I'm nervous, and then I have him sting me, and that's it. What did I learn? This is really not something that is good for people to be now fascinated by pain of others. I think it's the beginning of a downfall of our society to be so fascinated by this. And I think, it's partially animal exploitation as well. And I think something must be done, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I need to myself just stop watching it all the time. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Every day it kind of goes like that. I'm used to it. Develop, thick skin, I guess. But it goes on and on. And the little things just, most people roll off their back, things just go. And I have to think a little bit more about things that, so simple things like, I was at the Bonds. I just was getting going, and my turn, and she says, "Give me your phone number." And I said, "No, at first I thought phone number. All right, no." And she's like, "No, phone number for see if you have an account." I said, "I don't really care. I don't care about coupons. Just let's go." Okay. Right. She's like, "Just do it. Just do it." I'm like, "Fine, I'll just do it. Just do it." Okay. And so I say, fine, okay. And she says, all right, you're in here. I'm like, hooray, wow, great, it makes my day. And she says, yeah, Carlos Ramirez. I said, I'm not that person. And she's like, well, that's what it says. She's like, do you want the discount? Yeah, I guess, but I feel a little funny because it's not me. And I'm like, how did this happen? And she's like, I don't know. And I thought, I was thinking, like, how did it happen? Somewhere along the way, he got my phone number, and I started to go through this thing about what really happened. Is this identity theft? And I was like, panicking a little bit, and I'm thinking. And I thought a little bit more. Now he's using my number to get discounts and all these things. And I don't know what else is going on out there. And then I think to myself, maybe he's got more. Maybe he's really got my whole identity. And I don't know what really to do now. And, but, yeah, I thought a little bit more, and I said, fine, okay, if you got me, you got me. I'm a boring guy. You have my identity. Take it. I don't care. I mean, take whatever money you want. I bet you'll use it better than I would. Live in a more exciting life than I do. I'm boring. I sit all day, watch things, stupid Coyote Peterson stuff. So enjoy, Carlos. Have my identity. Maybe, I'm boring, and you could have my dad too. So,
yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You find me at Lee.Schwartz. Oh, Shorts. That's right. I changed it. Lee.Schwartz.585 backwards and forwards 1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go.
Thank
585.
you.
You can't screw it up.
No, can't do it.
Oh my God, Lee, you are not paranoid. You are not crazy. I am so crazy. I got my identity stolen because the state of New Jersey, we were repelling. We didn't want to get pictures on our license. That's stupid.
Yeah.
When you think about it. Come on in. Yeah. the Italians didn't want it. I didn't want it. I didn't want my picture anywhere. And then this girl stole my license that I was teaching with in a high school. She became Sunda Kronquist and robbed a bank in Virginia. Did she look like me? No. She was so black, charcoal could make a white mark on her, and she had 2 white eyes. That's all you could see is teeth and 2 eyes. And then the cop says to me, so, it wasn't you, then who is this? Your boyfriend? And the guy, another one, like Squid Ink, I don't know him. I'm not from Virginia. And he goes, what about your life insurance policy in Washington? I was like, this bitch is going to kill me. She's following me now, probably watching. And her name is Renee, living like it's golden. When she reached out to me on Facebook, I said, always love to know where you are. I'm going to do something really interesting. I'm going to bring up somebody right away because I haven't seen him in a long time. And every time I see him, he's running in or running out, but he's always very busy. Let's give it up to the comedy of Arturo Lopez. Let him hear you. Come on, handsome.
That's not my name.
What name are you going this week?
Dude, it's been alive since day one. I never told you Arturo. That's
Comes up, I changed it.
You changed my name?
Yes.
How did you do that?
I liked it. Yes, let's go back to Arthur. Oh, no, it was for something else.
Let's keep that off camera.
Arthur?
You can call me Arturo anytime, but not on camera. Though.
You know why? Because everything's changed, and now he's embarrassed to be mixed like me. But that's okay. Give it up for my little brother.
Yeah.
Get up there, Arthur. Come on, give him a round of applause. Oh, stop it. Like you're the only one in D.C. I mean, in L.A.
Oh, yeah. Wait, did I tell you I was in D.C.?
Oh, my God, there they go again. Como soy una bruja.
Wait, why'd you bring up D.C.? That's really interesting.
I don't know.
What the fuck? Oh, okay. I thought maybe I had called you and told you that. Yeah, it was really trippy. I was walking up and down Constitution Avenue.
Tell us on the mic.
Why?
Please.
But then it's going to be recorded.
It's recorded anyway.
We're getting it.
Honey, it's a whole new zoo, baby.
We want it to be
Why do I
good.
need the mic then?
You don't need the mic, baby. Just go ahead and talk. I want to hear about it.
All right. Well, I actually have a set list. This is an old set list. I haven't looked at it for a while, but I just found it like a minute ago. And it starts off with that I'm not canceled yet. But I'd like to be a forerunner in pioneering the distinctions and outlining the classifications of cancellation. That's what it is. Like stage 1, tier 2, level 5, or whatever it is. Because when someone's canceled now, you don't even know what the fuck they did. Like that's such a broad statement. But yeah, I'm not sure what the rules are anymore. And I mean, I'm comfortable with rules. I'm not like an anarchist. But I don't really know what it is that means anymore. And I don't know, I guess shit's changing because there's a new president in office now. Dude, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the pardons that got issued like the day before. Like, how fucking crazy is this shit? This is not a joke. Like, there's a real stack of pardons that got printed out and signed the day before the transition. And then the new dude comes in and he just signs a bunch of fucking executive orders, like back to back. So, yeah, I don't know what the rules are for being canceled, but I'm not canceled yet. That's what I know for sure. Yeah, I wanted to talk about this bit that I haven't really worked out, and I'm comfortable telling you guys because I think you're all comics. Are you a comic?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sick. So I'm just gonna give you the punchline first instead of like set. I mean, then I'm gonna tell you the setup. So the punchline is like, you know, being a dude that's obsessed with sex. That's the punchline. But the guy is so dumb that he doesn't actually see what it is that he actually is. And this was inspired by me walking up and down Constitution Avenue in DC. And then I see this big phallic symbol that's in front of the White House. It's like this monument. It's just this big white dick. And I was thinking about how pathetic it would be to live a life always needing to be filled up by something, to feel complete, like having a hole inside you that can never be filled. And then the punchline was, you know, like I'm doing the same thing in reverse. It's like instead of an innie, I have an outie. That's all it is.
All right, that's it.
So
all right, got that out.
That's it. Now the mic.
Now open mic. Now we're on open mic.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. So the new 5 seconds of fame, like, because that was a saying. You remember that, right? So I know everyone has like the chance to get 5 seconds of fame, right?
I don't want it.
Yeah. What do you mean? Wait. What'd you say?
Keep it. Don't want it. I don't want it.
You don't want it? You don't want the 5 seconds of fame anymore?
It's 15 minutes of fame, by the way.
It's 15 minutes. Okay,
long
shit.
fucking
All right, I fucked it up then. So the new version of 5 seconds of fame is catching someone doing some fucked up shit on an iPhone. That's the new version, and to get your like username as like this footage was shot by. That's the new version of the 5 seconds of fame. Does anybody go to Erewhon here? Like seriously?
No.
Oh man.
The water?
No, Erewhon.
Erewhon, yeah.
Oh, the
Erewhon?
restaurant?
Yeah, it's like spelled
fancy
nowhere backwards.
Oh, the restaurant.
No,
It's not a restaurant. It's kind of like a fast food restaurant where you just pick and point wherever you
yes,
want.
yeah.
Box it,
Yeah, I've been there, yeah.
and it's like $40 a pound.
Terrible.
It's not terrible. It's actually quite good.
I don't understand their cashier.
Yeah, right.
Well, their cashier, the whole system is based on entitlement. So if you don't have a healthy, modest level of entitlement, then they'll bitch slap you. It's reductive. So and they'll actually cause you to walk your own self out and not come back because you don't have the money, and they need the space for the people that do. That's just simple. That's how it is. But I mean, I'm bringing it up because I mean I was just there, and I eat there pretty much every day, and I have no entitlement though. So I'm the anomaly. I'm the catch-22. And I was thinking how cool it would be to have a bulk bin pharmacy. Like all the cachet of all the pills. Like you have Zans, and just bulk bin. You just put the fucking bag and maybe pocket a little bit if it spills out. Because it's not unethical if you take the bit that spills out, if you pay for the most of it with the bag. And just have like Molly and all the good shit in a fucking pharmacy. How cool would that be? Right? Bulk bin pharmacy. Well, that was like another like segment of kind of a time travel pitch, because I was thinking about marketing a new product for time travel. I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually real and possible. And the only problem I think right now is because cannabis is illegal, so we can't market in the airport, but I want to release a line of edibles that's like LAX to JFK. And it's like we'll have like blue and pink. Like the lower dose will be the pink, and the heavier dose will be the blue, and just knock the fuck out. So you wake up and you're there. That's the whole point. The only problem is how do you handle the flight being canceled? So you have to like be very clear on the package, like do not consume until takeoff. That's what it is. So that was like a tie-in to this party plane that I was fantasizing about, because you see everybody sees private jets. By the way, I'm going to do a podcast with a mock set of a private jet. So I actually have this yard. It's a boneyard for private jets out in California City. And so I'm going to refurbish. I'm going to buy the seats. I already have them. And I'm going to basically build a little set, just a space like this. And I'm going to queue it up so it looks like you're in a private jet. So every episode is like we're going somewhere. But I was thinking about like having one of those double-decker, like those Dubai planes, and having the lower level be a full-blown fucking rave. Because you know how crazy the flights are. Like there's like 16-hour flights. There's a lot of places that you can go to that are awesome, but you have to be on a plane for like 16 fucking hours. It's not a joke.
None.
And yeah, so I was thinking, how sick would it be if the lower level was like a mini Coachella? You get drugged the fuck out. There's DJs and shit. Right? So the party plane was, I think, going to be largely funded by the time travel edibles, and then that was somehow going to be like subsidizing the bulk bin pharmacies, which is just like legal drug dealing out of a store. I don't know. Anything is possible with this new administration.
Yes.
So, stay tuned. Let's see.
Touche.
I think I've already told some of these jokes before, and new 5 seconds of fame. I think I'm just gonna end right here. Okay.
Where can we find you?
You can find me at Erewhon on Wilshire. I'm usually at that Erewhon. Sometimes in DC.
I have to tell you something. We have a mutual friend, he and I, and it's a nice guy. But I sent him on a gig. I didn't tell him who it was for, but it was it was a paid gig. because it was somebody very popular, and they just wanted to check and see if you had COVID. He's like, them white people ain't gonna put no disease in me. And I'm like, they're testing you. They're not. He's like, no, they can put that disease in me, and I don't want no COVID. And it was the weirdest thing, and I love him to death, and you know that. But you know what I deal with, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. But you know what's going to be fun? When you take this acting class. Could you switch for me? And I'm going to bring up right now the director of the new school here, darling. So you enjoy me while you can, because here's the man that's teaching everybody how to remember shit after all these years. Okay, let's give it up. From the Film Actors Cafe, the one and only Aaron McIntyre. Let him hear you.
Look at you, soda. I want some of them edibles. I'm actually going to be traveling on Tuesday for 16 hours. Going to New Zealand. The land of no kangaroos and no spiders and no snakes. You know they have no spiders and no snakes in New Zealand. They have nothing poisonous there. It's amazing. It's a beautiful place. A little bit bigger than California. And it has a population that is only about 3,000 people more than the Bay Area. So there's no people there. There's no people there. There's nothing but sheep. Lots of sheep. I actually went to Hobbiton and got to be a hobbit for a little while. It's kind of a crazy place. Yeah, my name's Aaron. It's spelled A-E-R-O-N, so it's a little bit different. It's not A-A-R-O-N. It's not E-R-I-N. That's the gay way. And A-A-R-O-N does not Aaron, and it's supposed to be anonymous anyway. So I'm bipolar. I know you can't tell. And shut the fuck up. I also have multiple personality disorder and ADD, which everybody has, right? You got ADD? ADD? Everybody in the room's got ADD. Because, which I think it should just be that people who don't have ADD should be non-ADD, and then that's the way we should classify them. And I've got one other thing. It was Tourette's. I'm sorry. That was just a little Tourette's coming out. Not a big deal. I'm not going to explode. I'm totally medicated. Everything's fine. But when you're bipolar, I can kind of describe it to you a little. It's basically like sometimes you feel like you're about to disappear. You're about to expand into the universe. And when people come to you, you're like, we are one. Oh my God, look at us. We're cells in the same big cell of the universe. And that doesn't go over well with people. You know, people tend to back away a little bit. Then you got about a month. There's about a month, like right in the middle, and then you just get incredibly depressed to where you don't want to be around anymore. And people don't like that either. For some reason, I don't get it. You know, being around somebody who's just constantly depressed. A lot of times, when I first found out, I told some friends, very close friends, and they said, I've known you for 15 years. You're not bipolar. And people don't realize that people with mental health issues, they know they have something that's different from you. And so they're constantly trying to do something different so that you don't think that that's what it is. So it's a constant struggle of trying to make people believe that you're normal when you're really fucking not. You are not normal. But now I'm medicated, and I guess I'm normal, although I don't feel like I am. The multiple personalities, I think, came from the fact that I was born in Panama City, Florida, and then I moved to Minot, North Dakota. So one of the warmest places in the country to one of the coldest. And I think that just got me acclimated to just being kind of depressed and being really happy. Down here. I was a military brat, so if anybody been in the military or a military brat, you know what I'm talking about. It's really a lot of fun. You move every 2 years. So just about the time you're making some friends. You gotta move to someplace else and make some new friends. And I had a really hard time because I was a very strange child. I think it had to do with the number of times I fell on my head. Because I did fall on my head a lot. Over a couch, boom. Out of a second-story window. I dove out of a second-story window and landed on a doghouse, fortunately, because that broke my fall. And fortunately, it wasn't one of those Peanuts doghouses, it would have split my head in half. But the way my family dealt with stuff like this was very strange. When I fell over the couch, my mother vacuumed around my head and told me, I told you not to jump on that couch. When I fell out of the window, my sister was there. My parents were at a cocktail party. And my sister saw me go by the window.
Oh my God.
And thought I was a neighbor. She didn't recognize me in that little short time down the window. So she went outside, and apparently I was walking around. I totally don't remember. I remember seeing about this much light, where I was leaning up against a screen, standing on my radiator. I was 8, okay? Give me a break. I was 8 years old. I'm standing on the radiator with my head against the screen, squirting through it. I was squirting a squirt gun at my dog. And my dog walked toward the house, so I just leaned out so that I could see her and went right out. So I saw about that much light. Don't remember anything except for I felt like I astral project across this field. And I turned and I looked and I watched myself falling out of that window over and over and over. And I realized that was just going to be the blueprint of my life, just making mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. But my sister picked me up, and she did what any good sibling would do. Any person who knows anything about taking care of people who've fallen out of a second-story window, she took me upstairs and put me in a bathtub. And gave me a bath because I was a little muddy. And, before they brought me to the hospital, they wanted me to be cleaned up. And my sister called my parents, called the place where they were having the cocktail party, and she told them that I had fallen out of the window, and she told me later, when I was an adult, that my mother said, "He better be really hurt." That was my mom. That was her. I actually went... What a damn good son I am, huh? I went out and took care of my mom for 6 months. I lived with my mom during COVID to take care of her. And I really didn't do a very good job because she died. And she would have loved that joke. She would have loved that joke. She had a great sense of humor. But that's my mom. She's calling. She's calling to check in on me. There are 4 words when you are living with someone who cannot get from this room to the other room without a walker, and it takes them about 5 minutes. 4 words that you never want to hear. I have to poop. I have to poop. 4 really terrible words. There are 2 words that are even worse. I'm pooping. Which I got a lot. I used to, when she'd get mad at me, sometimes I'd go, "Mom, we're a team. We're a team. Come on. I'm here now. I'm going to be taking care of you. We're a team." She used that for the rest of the time I was there. Anytime I did anything that she didn't like, "Well, I guess we're not a team anymore." She was really good at that shit. Really, really good. She never let us curse in the house. We couldn't say fart. But when she was, close to the end, she would listen to these books, and I would get her these detective books. And one day I walked into the room, and she's listening to this book, and he's going, "He ran his hand down her spine to the crack of her ass. He reached around her globus buttocks." And I just was like, "I'm out of here." And I just left. And I came back later, and I asked her how she liked it, and she said, "Well, it was interesting." That was it. That was it. Of course, she was smoking a cigarette, you know. I don't know where that went. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Please show up for the acting classes. We're going to start them middle to late February. We haven't really. But I've got a really great method for knowing your lines rather than remembering them. And, been doing it for 35 years.
Tell us the method.
Oh, I can't tell you right now, man. You got to pay your fees.
There you go.
All right.
Niles, up for me.
I could bring hey, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a huge treat. He just flew in today from Iraq. He's here to give you some of that good Iraqi humor. What was his name again? Niles, ladies and gentlemen. Bring him up.
Thank you.
Give me a fist, man.
All right. First time up here. Woo! A little bit nervous, but
Come on, you're like Al Capone.
trying to shoot some good lines. Thank you for that. It is crazy right now. I feel like we just saw the inauguration and we just saw a bunch of tech bro cucks trying to suck Trump's orange dick on stage, which to me is crazy. It reminds me of like when Justin Bieber first came out and he had the long hair and everyone in middle school also had that long hair to try to get some pussy, some middle school pussy. I was also in middle school, it's not weird. But now
Long hair?
I didn't. My hair puffs out, but I tried. And I ended up looking like Jufro. Just not a good move for me. But instead of getting pussy, these guys all want that little orange carrot, which to me is like such a crazy desire to have. I do hope though that they end some of these wars. I feel like some of these wars are pretty insane. What's going on right now? It's nice that Israel and Palestine, was on a pause. Now the people of Tatooine can return to their home. Those wars are crazy, though. I've been watching some drone POVs, and it's really sad to watch. I think you see these things, and you see the drone zeroing in on somebody, and they go and decimate them. And to me, like, I could never even fathom what that felt like. I do think that's what Bieber felt like at his first Diddy party, though. Just like,
Wow.
oh shit. I do feel like the Diddy parties were a lot of fun, though. You could fuck dudes, chicks, trans women. So it's really like a true fruit salad. But
Yum, yum.
I think it could be a lot of fun. I do think that we're gonna hear a lot more about trans women now that Trump's in office, because there is some type of obsession around them. I kind of have one take, though, about trans women in sports. I think that it's a lot like Jackie Robinson when he first joined the MLB. I think his opponents saw him and they were like, oh shit, he's faster than us, he's stronger than us, he's bigger than us, and he has a way bigger dick.
God.
A lot of dick jokes so far. I'll continue that trend. I'm actually dating a European chick right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. When we first started dating, there was a lot of sexual chemistry, but we hadn't done anything yet. So we were talking about what we were going to do to each other, what each other looked like, and she asked me how big my dick was. But the issue is I have no idea what centimeters are. Like, I know they're like similar to inches, so I was thinking to myself, what can I tell her that's going to make me sound good? And I told her very proudly, I'm 10 centimeters big. She looked at me and laughed in my fucking face, and she said that's 3.5 inches. But I honestly think that girls don't know inches, because she got a haircut the other day. She was like, I'm gonna go get 2 inches cut off my hair, and she came back looking like Dora the fucking Explorer. To me, I was like, what the fuck is 2 inches? Like this. And I was like, all right, if that's 2 inches, I'm going to give you 1.5 tonight.
Okay. Hey.
Republicans, I feel like, do like to call people pedos, which there's nothing wrong with. I like to call people pedos also, all the time. But it's weird to me that they're so against the solution. And I think that one of the solutions to pedophilia is abortion. Just hear me out. Maybe we only kill the sexy ones. Maybe that's a solution. But then I think they'd all move to Asia, and they would go to Asia and just say, oh, but they always look like kids. But they never get older. We talked a little bit about airports. I think airports are the weirdest place in the world. It's like the only place you can get food You can get drinks. You can smoke cigs. You can go pray. It just doesn't make any sense. But then I thought to myself, who runs these airports? Like, who are the people who are there making all the decisions about the layout, how people act? And it's just gay dudes and women. So, like, of course, nothing makes sense. Like, I'm thinking to myself, how did they plan this area out? They're like, all right, so let's get a restaurant here. Then we can get margaritas. And then let's get a quick bite to eat. And then let's have a vending machine, but let's put fucking headphones in there. And everyone's like, that's a great fucking idea. I do like airports, but I hate Southwest. I flew Southwest the other day, and I feel like Southwest is just a very weird airline to go on because they give you a card with your code on it. And then once you get on the airplane, it's a fucking battle royale to get to your seat. And then once you're in the fucking aisle, you're always asking yourself, okay, do I risk it for the end? Let me get a window, or should I sit next to this fat motherfucker right here before we get there? I do think my generation sucks. I feel like we're just aware of a lot of issues, but we just don't care about any of them because we've been seeing them forever. I feel like people can't do shit by themselves anymore. They just have no idea what to do. And I think it even kind of goes into jerking off. I have a friend who watches JOIs, which are jerk-off videos. Have you guys ever do you guys know what JOIs are?
Yeah. Yes.
So they're a video where a female will instruct you how to jerk your penis off. And once you're about to finish, she'll count down from 10 all the way to 0. So I'm watching one and I'm feeling great. I'm going, she goes 10, 9, yes, 8, 7, 6, 5, and then the fucking video buffers, and I'm about to nut, and so I'm trying to figure out the video, my dick's in my hand, and then the next moment, right on my fucking face, and then I learned about cum eating instructions. All right, last one, health insurance, I feel like is a crazy topic right now. People are upset because they rejected 30% of the claims. 30% is a crazy fucking number to reject. Imagine if you rejected 30%. Or imagine if 30% of Ubers rejected you. You'd be mangioning every fucking Uber driver in LA. Imagine if you went to the grocery store and they were like, 30% of your groceries you can't have. You are too fucking fat. You would mangione the grocery store.
Oh my God.
And then imagine if you got your paycheck after every fucking week. And some motherfuckers took 30% of your goddamn paycheck. Wouldn't you want to fucking do something? I wonder if that already happens. I'll leave you all with that. Thank you. My name is Niall. I actually don't have social media, but keep me in mind.
Find you here.
Yeah, find me here. Thank you.
Put that back. Thank you. That was great. Hey, his debut. He had to tell all these nasty things for facelifts and stuff.
Good job.
That's why. What did I say about blacks and Asians? I didn't know she was 14 or 44. All right, let me tell you something. It's really good. It's that point of the night, and I just think it was a really great mix tonight. But I want to bring up your headliner and our direct marketing person. So whenever you need your reels done and you need this and this and this and this done, we're here for everything. Your podcast and everything. I can't give you an airplane, but I can give you comedy that's insane. The comedy of Billy Ramirez. Let him hear it.
¿Qué pasa, familia? Es un placer estar aquí con... 1, 2, 3. Aaron, hazme un favor y oprima el otro botón. No, el otro lado. No, el otro lado. That's the one. Thank you very much. Sorry, there was a little mix-up there on the soundboard. My name is Billy Ramirez, first-generation Mexican-American. I also like to call myself an office Latino, which is just my way of telling you right away, I'm not the kind of Mexican, not the kind of Latino who's going to fix your transmission or re-roof your house, but I put together a website or a PowerPoint a toda madre. That means just terrific, by the way. I also like to call myself a middle-aged muchacho, which is my way of coping with the fact that I'm getting old and dying. Is anyone else getting old and dying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm 43, which is a weird age because I should be slowing down, but I don't know exactly from what because I've never been an NFL running back. And it's not like I turned 30 and suddenly I couldn't hit the hole like I used to. It's not like I used to run a 4.25 40, and now it's like a 4.87, and I'm struggling to stay in the league, you know. Or I've never been an MMA fighter, and there's been studies at 34, like it's over for you. Like that's when the knockouts really start to pile up. But like I've just been working in an office for 20 years, and it's just, the chairs have gotten better and the monitors have gotten clearer. So I don't, you know, it's not like my typing slowed down or anything. But still, at 43 years old, it's a weird age because it's not officially old, but I did exist in a different century. Like I completed high school in the 1900s, and I love saying the 1900s to my friends and people my age because some of them laugh, but most of them get real freaking tight. Like, "Ugh, the 1900s." Like you lived it, you know. Don't deny it. But but like at 43, like I don't feel like I'm breaking down, but my age does present itself to me sometimes. Actually, I think it's my brain telling my body, hey, no, hey, you're 43. And like here's one situation where that happened. This summer, I played in the kickball league to meet some friends. It was really, really fun. But there was one moment where I felt 43. Like this is just recreational kickball. I never felt 43 except for this one moment where this guy kicked the ever-living snot out of the ball, like, passed over my head, you know, over center field, and I was tracking it. I was thinking, I can catch this ball. I can catch this ball. I can run, and I can dive. And as I was tracking this ball, looking at this beautiful summer sky, I was thinking about how I'm gonna run, I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna dive, I'm gonna catch this ball, and then I'm gonna land. And that's when I realized, oh no, I'm 43 years old. I let that goddamn ball just fly right over my head and let someone else get it. 'Cause within a split second, I went from, I'm about to make the world's greatest recreational kickball catch in the history of recreational kickball to... no, if we keep them to a triple, I'm fine with not riding in an ambulance today. Okay, you know, because I'm too old to learn what a broken collarbone feels like. That is a 20-something injury. And speaking of being 20-something and now not being 20-something, like another way that I'm trying to transition into being old is that now at 43 years old, if I were given the opportunity, I know with 100% certainty that I would never, ever, ever try to outrun a fat cop. Like, that's for sure out of the question. Like, I've never done it. I never did it. But when I was younger, the little devil would pop up. Anytime I saw a Paul Blart-esque police officer, like, oh, man, I just need you to chase me. That'd be hilarious. You know, but it never happened. But the option was there. But now at 43 years old, also ignoring the fact that they're also shooty and they have drones and tasers. Not if you can ignore all that. At 43 years old, I don't think a fat cop, or any cop for that matter, is going to give me 8 to 15 minutes to lightly jog in place and warm up so things don't end tragically. Because if I were to run from a cold dead start right now, I'm for sure blowing out an ACL, MCL, PCH, WNBA, TV, VCR combo, which is a reference to tell you exactly how old I am. I blow out an 8-track player. Another way I'm trying to cope with the fact that I'm getting old is I don't know. I might be turning up the curmudgeonness, whatever. But like what? I don't know if it's just being curmudgeon or just being a fan of literacy. Like, at 43 years old, I refuse to learn how to text using any sort of shorthand or slang. I refuse to, like, no, I spell the whole thing out, even though, yeah. But I don't do that just because I'm getting old, all right? I'll be honest with you. I do it mostly to show off my communication degree, because I certainly don't show it off with where I live or with what I drive or with my career. So I don't know if you remember an old episode of The Simpsons, and most of them are old now because they're on season 75. But this episode came out about 20 years ago when I was working towards my lucrative communication degree. And in this episode, the kicker for Springfield University injures his leg in the big rivalry game. And in the locker room, Dr. Julius Hibbert tries to comfort him, and he tells him, "Oh, I'm afraid you'll never play football again. At least you can fall back on your degree in communications." Oh, dear Lord, no. And the kicker goes, "Yes, I know he's a funny major. Lubchenko will learn nothing." Well, that joke is funny to me again, because it is said that comedy is tragedy plus time. And, enough time has passed, and the tragedy is a communication degree. It's the only time my communication degree's ever gotten an applause. Let's see. So now, all right, now you know that I hablo español and all that. I have a piece of Spanish trivia for you about the band Maroon 5, so check this out. Did you know that the band Maroon 5 has a different name in Latin American countries? Yeah, that's right. That's true. In Latin American countries, Maroon 5 is known as Cinco Pendejos. And that's true. And that's true because I saw it on Wikipedia when I put it there. Oh, what's that? Another band joke? Sure, how about this one? You know my favorite thing about the band Mumford & Sons? Is that we know exactly who to blame. Thank you. I'm pretty sure you know by now that I speak Spanish and I go a little overboard when I speak it. Yeah, that's true. Like in LA, one of my favorite things about LA is how many taquerias there are. I'm not going to say taquerias, taquerias. And one of my favorite things to do in a taqueria is to show off my Spanish. Whenever I hear someone order something like a chicken quesadilla, chicken fajitas, chimichangas, or something like that, because then I feel like an undercover Mexican, and then all of a sudden I can just bust out and just go completely overboard and basically start like auditioning for a telenovela that nobody's shooting, you know, something like that. But by the way, but before I go any further, it's a shame that Celia Cruz and Eric Estrada never teamed up for anything. They could have had a show called Chips and Salsa. Yeah, like whenever I hear someone order something funky, I just cannot resist going overboard. And like when it's my turn to order, I just like I mentioned. I fucking screwed it up. It's been a while. This is the reason why I did it, because I haven't done it in a while.
Tell us a dirty joke.
All right, you're right. No, actually, so Harry, fuck it. All right, let's open mic. Fuck it. This is the reason I was doing a 10, because I haven't done it in anyways, fuck it. We'll end there. Some topics off the top of my head. So this just came up to me. So you know how Elon Musk did the whole Nazi salute? It's a Nazi salute, but my concern is the apology. They're like, oh no, it might not be a Nazi salute because of this and this and that. And what concerns me is that the amount of detail to excuse like Nazis, like the racists and Nazis have this amount of, well, it's not a Nazi salute because he did this and he moved like that, but they also don't bother to learn the differences between races and ethnicities. Like, what the hell is that? You know, it's like all this detail to learn about what's a Nazi, but not, like, sir, his last name is Watanabe. He's Japanese. Like, oh, sounds Chinesey enough. I don't care. He's Chinese. Like no, he's from El Salvador. That's completely different country than Mexico. Oh, okay, build a wall. Anyways, there's something there. Then another random thought. I saw someone in a wheelchair. I've seen this before, but someone in a wheelchair, like, pushing himself with his legs on the wheelchair, and that confuses the ever-living shit out of me. And I don't think I'll ever find out, because how do you ask? Like, you just, hey, excuse me, sir, so, what the fuck? I don't understand. Like, you're pushing yourself with your legs. Why don't you just walk? Like, is it because your arms don't work and you can't push yourself? Because I'm fortunate to have arms, but I'm pretty sure you can walk without arms. And then, I don't know, but like, one of these days I'm going to ask. I have to ask and find out, because then maybe he'll just come up with an answer like, well, my arms don't work, but I also need the wheelchair, so how am I going to get it there? And then I'll just say, like, well, you're right, I asked a stupid question, I'm sorry. Anyways, my name is Billy Ramirez. I got to figure, I've told that so many times, I forgot the ending to that joke, to the Latino reporter. Anyways, this is open mic.
But if you were the Latino reporter, what would you say about LASC?
Tell us a dirty joke.
I don't have any dirty jokes.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, there's more money when you work clean. Yeah.
I know. You're telling me.
So what do you want me to say about LA School of Comedy? LA School of Comedy you want me to end it?
Do it in Spanish.
Mira, eso pasa aquí en la Escuela de Comedia de Los Ángeles, LA School of Comedy, localizado en 10835 Santa Mónica Boulevard, aquí donde puedes aprender a contar chistes, y también Aaron McIntyre te puede enseñar a cómo ser un actor muy fabuloso, y tiene un método que no tienes que memorizar las líneas, que es yeah. Anyways.
I know you got to run. We believe you.
Yeah.
We believe you.
All
We
right.
believe you.
Till next
All
time.
right.
Just walked out on your
My name's
own.
Billy Ramirez. Please welcome back to the stage. Soon to
Follow Billy Ramirez.
Yeah, Billy Ramirez.
Listen, follow both of us. Just stand here. Just stand here. Just guys, just follow us. Love us. We love you, and we really want to answer your questions. And you just have to go to the filmactorscafe.com to get that information about the acting classes. And thank all of you. And muchas gracias. Yo soy la loca. Yo no entiendo nada. Yo entiendo más quebrado. That's the problem.
Tell us a dirty joke for him.
For him?
Yeah, please.
So let's see, he was Cuban. Cubans are different than Mexicans. Cubans like to brag. So I'll say it in English. And I'm on a date with a Cuban. And I say, wow, I love a Corvette. He says, but when I was in Cuba, I had a Rolls Royce he took from me. And then I go to his condo, and it's gorgeous, and it has this revolving thing. He says, when I was in Cuba, I had a mansion so much bigger. And then we get to Party City. We want to do this, and I look down, I'm like, what happened? He's like, cuando era en Cuba, yo tenía un pinga más grande. He had a penis that was much bigger in Cuba. So that's the dirtiest joke that you will get, and he can say it perfectly in Spanish. Ask me a question.
I have a question for you about your party plane.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in an airplane? Or, related, did you write the movie Soul Plane? Because I'm fascinated by the movie Soul Plane. Because have you seen the movie Soul Plane? Because from the exterior, it's a short 747, but the interior is like Costco. Like I want to know, someone out there figure out based on the interior scenes of Soul Plane, how big would the exterior be? All right, so
And then we'll see his
Tell us a dirty joke.
We're done. Tell us. I'll see you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Come back Friday. We have our next open mics Friday, Freaky Friday. Join us at sign-ups at 6:30 p.m. Show starts at 7, and maybe you'll.
Friday.
What was that?
It's funky.
What did I say?
Funky.
Freaky. Oh, that's right. Funky Friday. It's Funky Friday. I post every Friday. I should know that. Funky Friday. So come back for Funky Friday, where you might hear a dirty joke from some of our illustrious comedians.
All right, now let's all workshop a dirty joke.
I'm trying to. How about I'm trying to think
Talk
of
about
one.
a plane is a big
Dirty.
something like plane.
Dirty
that's
joke.
gonna get you work.
All right, so this guy was speeding. The guy gets pulled over, and